All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, call Allah, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love always to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, I'm Ali Yashai, and a couple of things want to get into, through the spirit. A lot of stuff has been happening as far as prophecy. A plethora of prophecy has been going down. And, a lot of things lately have been tied around job layoffs, job losses. Obviously, the World War III, digital ID, which is, entails of the B system. So there's a lot of things happening that just, it just screams prophecy. All right. And like this, as the title reads, with Verizon with their 15,000 layoffs, because initially I remember hearing 13,000, and they say, and then I'm seeing articles where it says it's only gonna be up to 20,000, and then you have what else I put up there? Oh yeah, what was it? The Sun? Was it the layoffs? Oh yeah, Saks saw fifth closing some locations as well. So that means that's also gonna be job losses and layoffs. All right, so this is all prophecy because the Lord said the grinding shall cease. All right. And remember, they've been talking about a universal basic income, a new currency. There's going to be a whole new financial system. So basically, they're doing out with the old, in with the new. All right. So you have all these companies doing all these layoffs because they're trimming the fat, and basically to where like, it's going to be really no more human workers. All right. So this is from the U.S. Sun, and it's quite interesting with this because this from the U.S. Sun with the Verizon. It says initially Verizon had said the claims of them having layoffs were false. But then the title of this article says, from the U.S. Sun, it says Verizon does huge U-turn and confirms 15K job cuts days after calling rumors false and inaccurate. Now here it is, this top prime company, Verizon. We're talking about one of the top, cable, phone, internet service providers, saying that, it wasn't true, but then they say it was true. Come on, man. Like, where we at right now? How you gonna say it was false and then confirm it's true? That makes you look stupid. All right, but that goes to show this place is done. All right, America's done. Babylon the Great, which is America, the daughter of Babylon, the whore, it's done. All right, and it's only downhill from here, and it's only gonna get worse. But read this article. So it says Verizon has confirmed it will be cutting around 15,000 jobs as it works to reduce costs and improve its overall financial standing. It says the update from the telecommunications giant comes only 3 days after denied claims from employees on social media and reports from other outlets that cuts and store closure were being made. It says, we have nothing new to report and we cannot comment on online rumors and speculations, though much of what has been reported is false and inaccurate. Spokesperson Kevin Israel told the U.S. Sun. So I guess that was what was said 3 days ago. It says, even so, sources close to the telecommunications company said on Thursday, which is today, that it's trying to manage increased competition with wireless phone and home internet customers, per the Wall Street Journal. The company also plans to transition around 200 stores into franchise locations amid the 15,000 cuts. With the franchise spots, many employees will be moved off Verizon's payroll, according to the sources. Well, I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean, but anyway, it said the layoffs affect around 15% of Verizon's total workforce, which that's a nice amount. It says which sits at around 100,000 as of security filings from February. Non-union management staff reduction will be about 20% per Reuters. The U.S. Sun has contacted Verizon for more details. News of the decision to cut jobs and franchise locations also comes after an internal email from CEO Dan Schulman was leaked to Android Authority that noted upcoming bold actions to make the company leaner. Schulman has also expressed disappointment at Verizon's customer growth statistics from its most recent fiscal quarter. See, that goes to show that their business is not doing too good. Now, remember, Verizon, that's the top service. All right. Now it's a little expensive, but Verizon. I know. As I last remember, Verizon has the most towers, so they have like the ultimate good service. You can get service to any kind of. Cause during even with I believe it was Hurricane Sandy, on one of those storms where a lot of phone service was out of whack, but Verizon still was good because they got so many towers. It says Verizon had a net decrease of 7,000 wireless postpaid phone customers during the third quarter of 2025, as noted in an earnings report at the end of October. It says same time last year, it cited 18,000 net postpaid phone additions, making for a significant downturn in comparison. The report also found that churn, which represents the percent of the most valuable Verizon customers who decided to cancel their service and potentially leave for competitors, reached 0.91%. Shulman said on earnings call last month that Verizon was clearly falling short of its potential. We are not delivering the shareholder returns. We are not delivering the shareholder returns our investors expect, the CEO said. See, they're shareholders, all right? Which also means tie up to the elites. Because the shareholders are what makes the company. They're the most important piece of the company. So basically saying the shareholders are not making back on their investments. So that means business is doing bad right now for Verizon at that. This is Verizon. This at one point was the top motherfuckers. All right? That's why he said to our potential, because like, yo, they know what they were capable of doing. But it's not working out because the Lord is breaking this place down. Okay, so we got that. So let me get this other article and then we get some scriptures. Okay. Oops. Sucks. Okay, so we have this from the New York Post, and it reads, it says, Saks Off Fifth is closing main NYC store and 9 other locations in the U.S. Now, I never shopped at no Saks Off Fifth, but I know it's like the high-end brands, you know, like Versace, Gucci, you know, Prada, all those European brands, all right? And I know that this store was a prime store in its day. So let's get into this article. So this is from November 11th, which is a couple days ago. And it says, let's get into this article. Okay. What the fuck? It says, it's a sad day for savvy shoppers and the end of an era, some might say. Now, this damn sure is the end of an era. And not just Saks Off it for the end of America, man. But the Lord is chopping this place down to size every day. All right? So I'm going to say, call Lord YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM. It ain't no sad day for me. Ain't no sad day for the true worshipers of the one true living God. All right? Because these are things that the prophets have been talking about was going to be happening for years. And now these things are happening, and these things are what? Prophecy. All right? So it says, Saks Off Fifth, the off-price department store and sister to Saks Fifth Avenue, is closing 9 more stores across the U.S., with several in the tri-state area, in an effort to place greater attention to our high-performing and high-potential store location. And that's the same thing Wednesday said. That's the same thing when he said, to focus on our higher performing stores. All right? So that goes to show that you have stores of these top franchises that are underperforming. And now they're saying they need to get rid of them. And ultimately it's going to be what? All this shit going to be gone, but the Lord is breaking this place down. All right? It's like terminally ill. So like, it's just different parts of this body, which is America, and just breaking down. It says, in an effort to place greater attention to high-performing and high-potential store locations, the company decided to close stores in Austin, Texas, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Franklin Mall in Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, North McKnight Road. It says Plymouth Meeting, Pennsylvania, East Hanover, New Jersey, Niagara Falls, New York, and West Hartford, Connecticut. While these stores won't shutter until the new year, the main Saks Off Fifth store in NYC on the Upper East Side, 125 East 57th Street, will officially close its doors on December 31st, which is what? That's New Year's Eve. So that means the rest of this month into the end of next month, which is the next month of December. So the end of next month, Saks Off Fifth in New York City is going to be officially closed, just like that. It says, we are confident this will better position the Saks Off Fifth business for long-term success and look forward to continue to deliver for our customers. The company said in a statement about many closures. Now, what that? But more, if stores are closing, that's not a good look for the store. All right. It says most would assume this news could only mean one thing: bankruptcy. But surprisingly, that isn't the case. It says last month, rumors were circulating that its parent company, Saks Global, was potentially facing Chapter 11 bankruptcy, but a spokesperson for the brand quickly shut them down. So, but hold up. Whatchamacallit, Verizon CEO or somebody said the same thing, that it was just rumor. Then they turned around and confirmed that it was true about the layoffs. So who's to say that these motherfuckers ain't lying? It said it is important to note that restructuring is not being contemplated, they told the U.S. Sun. It says, moreover, we are making strong progress to reduce outstanding payments, invest our transformation, and drive improved performance. But hold up, that means people aren't buying. That means people aren't shopping like that. All right, because you gotta remember, the masses of people are facing a lot of financial hardships. So the store they gonna be not really at a lot is Saks Off Fifth. They're not gonna be going to these high-end stores buying all these expensive things that they can't afford. Now, of course, you still got the rich people, but they can't bear the brunt for the whole store. You guys still have them like middle class, and that's the majority of the citizens. Save up to buy some expensive ass shit. All right. It says, as the retail industry faces a rough patch due to declining traffic. See there? It says, as the retail industry faces a rough patch due to declining traffic and unimpressive sales, Saks Off Fifth joins a slew of other retailers that have also recently closed their doors. So they go to show what? This shit is done. The grinding shall cease. We'll get the scripture, but it basically says that, like, yo, the grindings are few. The door to life's opportunities are closing. The sound of work fades. Because if all these companies closing, that means what? People lose their jobs that work there. So that means there's more layoffs. It says this past August, luxury retailer Nordstrom shut its St. Louis Galleria store in St. Louis, Missouri, as well as a Santa Monica, California location. It says, we believe we'll be best able to serve customers in each region by leveraging our surrounding stores and through our digital channel. See, everything going digital. It says a Nordstrom spokesperson said in a statement, in January of this year, Macy's closed 66 stores so the company could invest in 350 go-forward Macy's locations across the country through 2026. But you see they got to switch up because less sales, less foot traffic, less business. So they say, oh, we got to focus on the higher performing stores. Which going to show that, yo, hey, as time goes on, all these stores are going to be underperforming. All these stores are going to close because if they're going the digital route. People aren't going to the store shopping like that. So you don't need to have all these stores open. A lot of people is doing online shopping. Even with maybe all this expensive shit, people still buying online. But at the end of the day, that's still the sound of work fading. And I'm about to get the scripture hold up. Let me get that in NLT. Now, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 4 in the NLT. And it reads, remember him, which is the Heavenly Father. Remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed and the sound of work fades. Now you rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sounds will go fade. So I mean, what? People aren't going to be getting up to go to no work. It said the door to life's opportunities is closed. So remember, all the time you have people bullshitting, all this like, yo, I'm going to do this, do that for my future. But now you have what? You have all these businesses closing. You have a lot of things going digital. You have a lot of changes going on to where, like, you know, it's tying into prophecy. And this hemorrhaging is not going to stop. It's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. Verse 5, and it says, this Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 5 in the NLT, it says, Remember him before you become fearful of falling and worry about danger in the streets. Now, what else has been going on? A lot of crime. Remember the whole little fiasco with the SNAP benefits? We talk about what could have been because of that. Government shut down. The whole thing at the airports with the TSA. All right, it says, before your hair turns white like an almond tree in bloom, and you drag along without energy like a dying grasshopper, and a Cape Berry no longer inspires sexual desire, remember him before you near the grave, your everlasting home, when the mourners will weep at your funeral. So what? And that's what's happening right now. There's going to be a lot of death on the streets. But remember, we're coming into the time of the Lord's judgment. And remember, this is America. And so what is America in the scriptures? Babylon the Great. All right? So matter of fact, that's what I wanted to get to. I'm going to get that. I don't want to make this too long. Hold up. Boom. Boom. Revelation. Chapter 18. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 18. I'm going to start at the top, and it reads, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with its glory, his glory. At verse 2, and it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Because when this place gets destroyed, it's going to be the habitation for all these desert animal birds, jackals, what's them birds? Vultures, turkey vultures, all that shit. Verse 3, and it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. See, Saxo Fifth. Saxo Fifth was I don't know if Saxo Fifth was America born, but you gotta remember the things they sell, all those high-end European brands like Versace, Gucci, Prada, Burberry, Chanel, all those brands sold to that store. So those are the merchants that were wax rich off her delicacies, man. They made money off of Americans. It says, yeah, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Verse 4 of Revelation chapter 18, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plague. But who is the Lord's people? Israel. And when it says come out of her what? Spiritually first. Come out of this way of life. Come out of this fucked up shit, man. And who's gonna do that? Who's gonna do that first of Israel, the elect? And how is the elect able to do that? With this truth, with the scriptures, with this knowledge. We were in this world, we were having the cares of the flesh and doing XYZ according to the ways of this world, the traditions of this world. But we had to come out of that. Lord wanted to be part of elect. We had to come out of that. Because we still here. I'm still in America. We still in Babylon the Great. It's still up and running. But we're not in this spiritually. We don't care about this life. We actually hate our life here. All right? We hate it here. Verse 5 says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and YAHAWASHI have remembered her iniquities. And what is the main iniquity of America? The oppression of the Israelites, man. And then after that, the wickedness that is perpetrated throughout the whole earth, man. Because it said all the nations were made drunk with the wrath of fornication. So all of the influence that America has throughout the whole earth, it was all wicked. But I'm gonna jump down to verse 7. And it says, Revelation chapter 18, verse 7, it says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Now remember, America's compared to being a woman, a prideful woman. And she's saying basically she's going to be good forever. Says she shall sit a queen forever. And you hear that, that's what Americans think. Oh, we'll bounce back. No one will take us down. We're going to bounce back, make America great again. Yeah. But what is happening all meanwhile? This place is getting worse and worse and worse, and it's going down more and more. More businesses closing. More division. More, they're not regarding their kings nor their princes. All the curses and plagues that the Lord said he was going to put on this place, and it's every day. And in the meantime, what are they doing? What? Preparing for world war. Because that's going to be part of what's going to bring the wrath. And it said, be partakers of what is America about to partake in? They about to partake in a fire, nuclear fire, a destruction. That's the end game for this place known as America. And nothing you could do about it. There's nothing nobody do could change it. The Lord said he declared the end from the beginning, and now we're at the end. There you go. It's Revelation chapter 18, verse 8, and it reads, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord, YAHAWASHI, who judgeth her. And that's the judgment that the Lord has for this place. That fire, that all them nukes, that all these nations get ready, nuclear submarines and rockets and all that, that the Lord is preparing every day. They're talking about preparing for war, man. And it's all coming simultaneously with the MOTB, the digital ID, UBI. It's all coming full. It's all intertwined together because it's all what? It's all prophecy. And these things are not going to tarry. That's why the Lord said, though it tarry, wait for it. Yeah, we got to get up day to day, still go to work, still pay these bills. But at the end of the day, when you're watching what's going on, you're seeing that this place is done. You're seeing that these devils are done. And they're scraping and scrambling to hold on to the reign that they have. But the Lord is just taking it away more and more, just more and more, just hemorrhaging. Keep the hemorrhaging continuing. The hole is gaping bigger. So it says that mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord, YAHAWASHI, who judgeth her. And that's going to be hit via the nuclear missiles, the ICBMs. Verse 9, it says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. So all these other nations making money, getting rich off of the spending power of America. It says, shall bewail her, which is like basically cry, and lament for her, which is cry. It says, when they shall see the smoke of her burning. So when they see America destroyed, they're going to know that life for them is about to change. Because if that's if the place that made them rich, they see it being destroyed, what are they going to think about life after that? It's not like they're going to say, like, all right, we're going to go here next. No. Because remember, when they see the torment, the judgment come upon America, remember, they still going to see the Lord come back too. Because it's all going to be in the midst of the Third World War, World War III. And that's when YAHAWASHI comes back. So the other nations are going to see America be destroyed by YAHAWASHI and those nukes. And then they're going to see our Lord, the one true living God on the earth, to take it back. Take it from Esau. And stop. They're not going to have any chance of ruling. Remember, once these other nations, once they see YAHAWASHI, it's a wrap. Once YAHAWASHI cracks the sky, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for all these nations. No do-overs. There's no China got next. There's no Russia got next. It's going to be no multipolar universe. No multipolar rulership where all the nations have a part in ruling on the earth. No, it ain't going to work like that. Once America, once these devils, once these Edomites are taken out, it's over for all you other nations to rule over the Israelites. It's Israel's turn after that, and always going to be Israel after that. Thus saith YAHAWASHI. The Lord says it's going to be from generation to generation. Well, I redeem you out of the land of your captivity. This is the main land of our captivity, America. All right. So it says Revelation chapter 18, verse 10, and it says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So in 1 hour the Lord is going to completely annihilate this place. And don't let nobody fool you. Babylon the Great is America. What else fits? What else fits this description? This description. Because remember, also in the book of Revelation, it talks about the MOTB. What nation is bringing a device where you get an implant in your skin and you buy or sell with it? It's these devils. So the so-called white man, with this technology that we're in the present day, is bringing in all these prophecies. Verse 11, it says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore, because it ain't gonna be no more living rich for y'all either. Remember, once America goes, once Esau taken out, you other nations are gonna fall with them. Now, granted, y'all not gonna get the judgment America, the land gonna get, but y'all definitely gonna get taken over by YAHAWASHI and the Israelites, the elect, starting with the elect. It's all gonna happen simultaneously, one after another, a domino effect. Boom, the missiles go, YAHAWASHI comes. They bring out the sea hit, Jacob's trouble, a sedition among men. All this stuff is going to transpire at the same time, and some of it is transpiring right now, but it's going to intensify and it's just going to elevate more and more. Let's see. I'm gonna jump down to verse 15. It says, and see, remember, these merchants, these nations and their businesses, like the businesses that sent their things to Saxoff Fifth. All right, Verizon. I know Verizon is I don't know if it's globally wide, but I know it's nationwide, and I know these other nations can use Verizon in some form or fashion. And this is verse 15, and it says, "The merchants of these things which are made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing." Because once these other nations see America, once they see America's destruction, they're going, "Yo, man, what the hell we about to do?" That's gonna be a very, very interesting point, and mentality is going to switch for them. Because remember, it said they were made rich and they lived deliciously. So this has been going on for a long time now. I don't know exactly when like all the international trade and stuff started happening, but remember, America's coming up on its 250-year anniversary next year. So all the industrialization, all of this has been going on for a while now. We going to like these stores. Hold on, let me see some. These businesses, these merchants have been around at least since the like 1920s. Matter of fact, let me see something. Let me see something. What's a brand I'm gonna look up. Matter of fact, hold up. Let me look at that first. When did Saxoff Fifth Fifth open? First open. Okay, so Saxoff Fifth, the first location, well, the first location opened up only in 1990. So 1990. So what, 36 years? No, excuse me. Yeah, 36 years. 35, 36 years. 1990. I do the works with a brother that was born in 1989. All right, so hey, so let me see something now. Let me see. When did Versace? So it said, yeah. So I looked at Versace, and it says Versace was founded in 1978. Gianni Versace in Milan, Italy. The company lost its first ready-to-wear collection that same year in its boutique. So in 1978, not that long ago, you got brothers that was born in 1978. All right. Okay, let me see. When did America become a place countries to profit from? Look, so it says America became It says America became a main place for other countries to profit from during the late 19th century as its economy industrialized and surpassed others in manufacturing and trade. While the U.S. was involved in international trade during its colonial and early periods, it grew into a major global economic powerhouse after the Civil War, leading to an increase in both foreign investment and exports by the turn of the century. It says by the 1880s, the U.S. had become the world's leading producer of manufactured goods. By 1890, it had the world's largest economy, largely driven by a combination of immigrant labor, industrial innovation, and vast natural resources. Expansion of trade, it says the growing U.S. economy created opportunities for other nations to profit through various means, including investment in American businesses and trade with its burgeoning markets. The U.S. also began to expand its own economic influence and access to raw materials in other parts of the world during this period. So we have like the late 1800s, 1900s, that America became a little powerhouse for other countries to profit. So not that long. We're in 2025, about to be 2026. So like 100-some years. Not that long. Especially if 1,000 years is a day to the Lord. So in retrospect, this place had that's what the Lord said, the prosperity of the wicked is short. All right. So yeah. Let me go back to that real quick. This is a book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 17. It says, "For 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off." So you see there, the trade stood afar off because what they're gonna see this place be destroyed and know that damn, what's gonna become of them? Cause this where you made money. This what made you rich. This what had you living deliciously. What's gonna the nation gonna be like? What's gonna be? That's why they're gonna be wailing. They're gonna be in fear. Cause remember, it's not like gonna be just all this. It's not like watching some fireworks for the 4th of July. There's gonna be a fire, a destruction, a destroying fire. Like this fire is gonna destroy this whole land. Think about the loudness. Think about the time. Think about that day. That shall burn as an oven. Remember the outer atmosphere burning like an oven. So much smoke is going to block out the sun and the moon and all the stars. Verse 18, speaking of which, Revelation chapter 18, verse 18, it says, "And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?" And this great city now is burnt, now is charred. That's the future for America. That's why all these billionaires, all these motherfuckers, they get in their bunkers. They're going to go underground. These elites, and they're going to go underground to just get carted off into slavery. Because once this place is burnt the fuck up, once this place is done, YAHAWASHI along with the elect, we're going to come back down. We're going to take it over. YAHAWASHI is going to take back what is his. Remember, the earth was for his inheritance from the Father. We're just going to be joint heirs. The Israel, starting with the elect of Israel, just going to be joint heirs. But this is technically, this belongs solely to YAHAWASHI, who the world anyway called Jesus Christ. And he about to come back and take what's his. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 19, and it says, "And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For 1 hour she made desolate." So all that money, man, all the prosperity from all the buying and selling, all the commerce is all done in 1 hour. It's over. All over. Just done. Just like that. That's why they're going to look and stand afar off like, oh my goodness. And that day is coming. That day is fast approaching. Every day we're getting closer to this happening, to this prophecy coming to pass, along with all the other prophecies that's coming to pass as we speak. There's prophecy coming to pass as I speak right now. There's some prophecies coming to pass in some form or fashion somewhere. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, so this pretty much goes. That's where it was going into the destruction of this place, Babylon the Great. You know, it says Babylon is fallen. It is fallen, and my gosh, it sure is falling. It's falling still. All right, it ain't hit the bottom. It ain't hit rock bottom yet, but it's getting there, man. All right, you know, with these layoffs and all this, these are all signs of an end of an era, man. So, you know, with that, you know, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the Pause of Israel, a.k.a. the Pause of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.